Hey everybody, happy Friday. Buckeye Piper here. Breaking in my KT 209 OMS Fieldmaster brass band. Love this pipe. First smoke with it. Been smoking Northwoods this whole camping trip, so stuck with that. So pretty good. First bowl out's burning pretty hot. I'm really getting some pipes that are really good and broken in now, and they really burn cool. This is burning a little hot, which is making a little bit more moist and a little gurgly. Have to watch it. Anyhow, I thought I'd take a minute today to do a video of our trip. And, I'll start by saying certainly everybody in the YTPC or on the YouTube community is more than welcome to watch the video, but this is one I'm doing for me and my family. So, the family, I'm getting older, the family's getting older. You just don't know how many of these camping trips we have left, and we've been doing them, now the last 3 or 4 years, and we've had a good time. Mrs. Buckeye makes a shirt for everyone. Check out this year's. Boone, North Carolina, 2019. My brother picked out the red. That's what he wanted. So Mrs. Buckeye's talented. So she made us shirts. Everybody got a shirt that was at the camp out. So my son was here. He was here for 4 days. Got in on Saturday, left on Wednesday morning. And then my stepdad and brother, they came in Sunday afternoon, and they left on... They left out on this morning, the Friday morning, so they'll be home here in a few hours. But, again, I thought I'd put together something that I'll have for memories of this trip and have some fun with doing a different type of video. And we'll see how it turns out. So first I want to jump into Sunday night. I may have talked about this on another video, but when everybody got here Sunday, we went to an escape room, and the escape room was cool. We had a good time. Escaped in like 49 minutes, 14 seconds, used 2 clues. We were in the right spot. We just couldn't quite tweak it, so we had to use a couple clues. But he said actually we did pretty well, all things considered. A lot of people use a lot more clues. The room was hard enough. They don't limit people to 3 clues. They would give them as many as they wanted. So anyhow, I'm going to start by dropping a picture of that here right now. So here was us after we won the escape room. Hey everybody. So that was the escape room win. I should have said earlier, drinking Diet Cheer wine. This is a popular beverage in North Carolina. My stepdad, you can't get this in Ohio, so he took a couple 6-packs home, and we were able to find him. They make this cheer wine kind of barbecue sauce. We were able to find some of that locally here, and he was able to take that home as well. So he's pretty excited. So on Tuesday night, we had a pretty big party. That was the night of the Hibiki. We really got into Hibiki and almost drank 2 bottles of Hibiki between all of us. It was a fun, fantastic night. Needless to say, nobody's had a drop to drink since the Hibiki night. Kept offering it. There's a little bit more, but everybody passed for some reason, including me. But anyhow, we were out. There's a Pokemon. Yeah, I play Pokemon Go. We just do it for fun, and we do it to walk some. We've been playing it on and off for 3 years. But there's a gym here, and we were out catching Bulbasaurs on Tuesday night. A little bit intoxicated. Everybody having fun. Mrs. Buckeye and my son thought that I fell in the creek and cracked my head. They couldn't find me, but I was just walking laps around the campground, catching all these stupid Bulbasaurs. Don't ask me why. Whatever. That's what I was doing. But I dropped my stinking phone. and it cracked the screen. So that cost us a trip up to Bristol, which was 60 miles away. While in Bristol, we ate at a place called the Burger Bar. And it's the #2 rated place in Bristol to eat. We were in Bristol, Virginia. And Bristol is really cool. I'm going to put a few things in about Bristol. You know, when you drive down Main Street in Bristol, and I think I took a video, I'm going to put that in next as well. You drive down the Main Street in Bristol, half of that street is Virginia, half of it is Tennessee. So if you're driving down the street heading toward the Bristol sign, to the right, you'll see all the flags of the state of Tennessee. To the left, you'll see all the flags of the state of Virginia. So the Burger Bar was actually in the state of Virginia. I'm going to drop a couple pictures here next to show you the Burger Bar and a couple of sandwiches that the guys had. My brother had a sandwich, I forget what it was called. Essentially, it was 2 grilled cheese sandwiches with a hamburger in the middle of them. And man, it was pretty massive, pretty cheesy. And my stepdad had a pretty killer burger too. I forget the name of his, but it was very big, very tasty. So I'm going to drop those pictures in, and then a couple pictures of the Burger Bar, and then some pictures of Bristol and the video I took in Bristol. So we're in Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia right now. What's really cool is on the right side, you see those red flags. Those are the Tennessee flags, the state flag. And on the left over here, you can kind of see the blue flags. That's the Virginia flag. So right here in the middle of the road, and there's discs in the middle of the road that tell you, one side of this road over here to my left is Virginia. And the other side of the road over here to my right over here is Tennessee. So actually, if you stand in the middle of the road, you can actually touch 2 states at once. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. So as you can see, as we're coming up to it, there's the Bristol sign up ahead. And let me zoom in. You can get a good look at it there. Bristol, it says Bristol, a great place or a good place to live, and then it says Virginia on the one side and Tennessee on the other. So I just wanted to show everybody that. I thought it was pretty cool. Never been to Bristol before, but pretty neat little town. We ate at a little restaurant called the Burger Bar. It's on TripAdvisor. I think it's #2 or #3 restaurant here in Bristol, and great little diner. So we had good food. So we'll catch up with y'all later. I think the Mormon burger was the name of that burger that my stepdad had. Anyhow, coming back from Bristol, we actually, GPS put us on North Carolina 421, which ran through Mountain City, Tennessee. Any of you biker folks may know that as the route that's called the Snake. And it is pretty cool. If you ride the whole Snake, we were only on it for a handful of miles, maybe 15, 20. We didn't ride the whole Snake because it loops back around. I think the whole Snake's 37 miles long, 489 turns. Top elevation, incline elevation is like 16.4% grade, and decline is like a negative 9.6 grade. But Mrs. Buckeye got to drive the truck because I wasn't feeling good still that day. So she was driving. So she got to drive the truck on the Snake. And we may go do that again because it was kind of cool and kind of neat. But I'm going to drop in a couple of pictures I took of the Snake and a couple of videos. A GPS picture that when you looked at the GPS, man, it just was spiraling all around. You knew you had a million curves coming up. But I'm going to drop that in here next, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. We just entered some sections and some really, really tight turns. I want to see if I can catch a couple of them on camera. See if they're going to stay the way they've been flowing. Yeah, pretty wicked. Here's a really tight one. Look at that sign. That sign's like, yeah, this is going to be a really tight turn. And it was. Almost a 180. It's pretty much what the sign was saying, is you're going to turn all the way around. Oof. We're climbing and climbing. Ears are popping. They have signs out that say, next 11 miles, switchbacks. Truckers, consider an alternative route. I can see why. Thought I'd show you a little bit more of it. Really pretty country up here. One of the places we really enjoyed eating while we were here for breakfast was called Sunny Rock. And it's actually in, was it Windy Rock? Blowing Rock. See, I didn't even know. Mrs. Buckeye had to help me. It's in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. Pretty cool town. We had breakfast there twice. Very good time. Very good coffee, very good food. I took it easy the second day and just had some yogurt. A lot of locally sourced eggs, locally sourced sausage, things of that nature. Just a great, great place. We ate there 2 days. We ate there on Tuesday morning with my son, and then we went back Thursday morning with the guys yesterday because everybody wanted to eat there again. I'm going to drop a few food pics in here of what Sunny Rock was and just kind of give you an idea. Good food. So Thursday night was kind of the camp break night, right? That was the night, last night for, we had already broken camp with my son. He had already been back. Shoot, already worked probably 2 full days, Wednesday and Thursday. But last night, Thursday night, was camp break with my stepdad, Andy, and my brother, Jamie. And although it wasn't a long night, we started the bonfire about 6. It was early. We were going to cook pie irons. Mrs. Buckeye had a great idea. On the Tuesday night I talked about earlier, we did pizza pie irons, which were okay. Last night, we did hot ham and cheese pie irons, which were amazing. We used boar's head, sweet maple, and honey ham. We also had smoked Black Forest ham. So we had 2 kinds of ham that you could have. And then we had boar's head Munster cheese. And let me tell you, these turned out to be fantastic hot ham and cheese sandwiches. What we learned about them, too, is we're going to put this in our camping repertoire going forward. These would be killer to have some jardinera or some mild banana peppers, or hot if you like that. Thousand Island dressing to dip in, or mustard. I've got some mustard. I think we're going to do these again tonight. And we've got some banana peppers and some mustard. We may try it a little different tonight and see how it comes out. But just wanted to kind of drop you, what did that look like? Couple pictures of the bonfire, and then a video of us smoking our Northwoods and our pipes around the campfire last night. And then a couple pictures of how the pie irons turned out, and they turned out phenomenal.
That is a nice looking Chevy.
Yeah, I didn't know Chevrolet made cars like that.
Right?
Hey everybody, so continuing with this mashup theme, this is our campfire on the last night that most of us are going to be together. My son had already had to leave on Wednesday morning, and so this is Thursday night, and my stepdad and brother leave tomorrow, Friday morning, and then Mrs. Buckeye and I will stay 2 more nights, and we'll leave Sunday morning. So kind of looking around, it's dark. Here's my stepdad smoking some Northwoods, good English blend. Mrs. Buckeye not smoking anything, but she's hanging in there. You kind of see around the campground at night. Here's our rig, kind of dark. I know you can't see much. The Buckeye truck. But I thought I'd share this campfire with you for a minute, let you enjoy it. Absolutely perfect day in terms of weather. No, it was really overcast all day, but really it's probably like 55 right now. It was 58 a little bit ago, so it's dropping. It's going to get down into the 40s tonight, so actually a perfect night for a bonfire. We'll probably sit out about another hour or so and enjoy some company, and then wrap it up, say goodbye to everybody in the morning, and then see what we can get into. Hopefully you're enjoying it. We'll catch you later. Have a good one. So while we were here, in the past campouts, we've put people up in the camper and had a tent on site. For my stepdad, he likes to do some tent camping. The camper, while it says it sleeps 5, we bought this camper because it really fits us when we're doing our camping. It really fits our needs and our lifestyle. My son slept in it. It's tight. It's tight with 3 people. So what we did is we rented, not only did we rent a site here, we rented a cabin. And that's kind of the reason my stepdad and brother left today as opposed to tomorrow, is we could only get the cabin up through Thursday night. So they had it Sunday night through Thursday night. Pretty cool cabin. Used to stay in a very similar cabin down in Panama City Beach at the KOA for spring break. And we pretty much had that section to themselves most of the week. It is full now. It's Friday. All the cabins are full. That cabin's been re-rented, and all the other ones are rented. I'm going to drop some pictures in here of what the cabin looked like. And, good stuff. Fit the bill. Nobody had to sleep in a tent. We didn't have to cram in the RV. Everybody was comfortable. We were close enough to sit by a bonfire every night. We just had a good time. While this campground is tight, we're very close to the neighbors. There's other campgrounds we've been to that we much prefer because of it being more spread out and open. I would tell you we've had a blast here. We've had a blast because we had the ability to have a cabin and a campsite, and the people here have been super friendly. It's clean. They come and pick up the garbage. It's, even though it's tight quarters, it's been a very, very, very enjoyable trip. We all had our share of relaxation in the zero gravity chair, and we all had our share of just fun, So I'm going to drop some pictures of the cabin and show you, what that looked like. One of the cool stories that my stepdad had this camping trip is they rented a car to drive down, and he had a great with AAA, a great weekly discount, and he wanted a Chevy Malibu or something of that similar size. Well, he gets to the car dealership last Saturday. They don't have his car. They said, we don't have your Chevy Malibu. How would you feel about a Dodge Charger RT, track pack, paddle shifters, 5.7 liter Hemi, V8, dual exhaust? Just, I mean, that car just grumbled. Just boo, 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 boo. Just, you could hear him coming throughout the campground. They said, yeah, that'd be okay. And they said, oh yeah, it's at the same price as the Malibu. Enjoy, have fun, have a great vacation. So these guys got to play around with this car. We, I figured out how to turn the track pack and the sport suspension, sport steering, the manual shifting on for my stepdad. He was just loving that thing. Totally drove like a different car once you put everything on it. But gonna drop some pictures into the car, him enjoying it, them saying goodbye today, and just kind of how the car looked. It was a beast, man. We had fun with it all week. We really did. Well, as everybody knows, when you break camp, the goodbyes are the hardest. Like I said when I opened up the video, you just don't know how many of these you get. God doesn't promise us tomorrow. And, my son being the youngest member of the family, in great health, but he'll be 29 this year, and he's the youngest member of the family. Mrs. Buckeye and I are mid, getting into upper 40s now. My brother's the same age, 2 years younger as I am. My stepdad's a little bit older than us, obviously. So you just don't know what's going to happen, My brother had a friend this year that was 33 years old that had 2 heart attacks and a stroke and passed away. I just had a guy that worked for me here this year, 40 years old, died unexpected, out of the blue. Found him in his apartment. So when you say goodbye to the guys, sometimes you don't like to think like that. And like I told Mrs. Buckeye, if something happens to one of us, any of us, all of us, or none of us, this was a great trip. And we look forward to another great trip. We're already planning May of next year for another trip. We just have to start figuring out locations and getting that nailed down now. But we really enjoy camping in either May or September. Those are the cooler weather days. So I think we're going to move the next one up to May of next year, just because we had so much fun. Try to find a very similar setup. But today was the goodbye day, the tough day. You never want it to end. Even though Mrs. Buckeye and I have the rest of today, all of tomorrow, then we'll bag out of here Sunday. Then back to the real world Monday morning. When your family's getting older, and Mrs. Buckeye said the same thing, her parents are getting older, she's getting older. You don't want to think that way, but it's life, man. Things happen, and God doesn't promise us tomorrow. So take advantage of these times when you get them. But here was our goodbye today. You know, it was tough saying goodbye. It always is. But kind of why I wanted to make this video, just to put the pictures in and have something to remember this trip by. This trip was a great one. And from my son to me to Mrs. Buckeye to my stepdad and my brother, everybody said the same thing. Oh my gosh, I really needed this trip. I really needed this trip. And just the downtime, the relaxing, the taking naps in zero gravity chairs, reading books, smoking a pipe, sitting by the bonfire. This was good for the soul. And as stressed out as I've been myself here lately with work and everything, I needed this really bad. And it was great. Tough saying goodbyes. I'm going to drop a few pictures in of today's goodbyes. And just again, as a reminder of how great this trip was. So Mrs. Buckeye and I today, my brother was feeling a little sick yesterday. We were in downtown Blowing Rock. There's a lot of cool shops. We went back today after the guys left and spent about 3.5 hours in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. Did some Christmas shopping, some birthday shopping for various folks. Did some new house shopping. Did a lot. So we had fun. Just walking around. Got about 5,000 steps in. And might go out tonight and do the same in Boone, or we'll do it tomorrow in Boone. I don't know. It's absolutely perfect here today. We started out in sweatshirts today. It was in the 50s. Actually, when the guys left, it was 47. My stepdad was wearing shorts. He was saying it's going to be 90 in Columbus when he gets back. So here we were last night in the low 50s around a bonfire. Slept in the 40s here last night. It's up to 73 here, but they're going to drive back to 90. Woo! That's a temperature change. I said your sinuses are going to love you with that 50-degree swing. So he was in shorts this morning. But Mrs. Buckeye and I went to Blowing Rock, and we just had a good day. Just hanging out, shopping, looking in shops. A lot of the shops have the same stuff. It's just in different formats or different variations. She did find some, what's the name of your company you like, the soap?
Oh, Greenwich Bay.
Greenwich Bay. They make this cucumber freesia soap, I guess. It's hard to find. It's their #1 seller. She found a whole stack of 6 of them in the pack, so she got that. And like I said, picked up some birthday gifts for my son, picked up some Christmas gifts for the people that we shopped for this year, and just had a good day. So I'm going to drop some pictures in here of that and kind of show you guys what Blowing Rock looked like for us today. Well, folks, there you have it. That was the last 2 or 3 days. We really enjoyed, knocking my phone all over. Really enjoyed the trip. I was happy and glad to be able to share some memories with y'all. Again, if you watched the video, great. I don't expect anybody to sit through this 20-minute plus video. I don't know how long it'll turn out once I edit it. But this one was more for me and for my family. So if I only get 3 or 4 views and it's just us, that's okay. That's what this one's for. But certainly, if you liked it and enjoyed it, drop me a link down below deck. Let me know what you thought. I can't tell you enough how critical it is to take time out and get away. And even if it costs you a few bucks, even if it costs you a few hundred, even if it costs you a few thousand, life's too daggone short to not make memories. And Mrs. Buckeye and I are guilty. We get caught up, me especially, get caught up in the rat race and just get caught up in day-to-day just minutia, little things and stress and all the other junk. And this week was just free of that. This week was absolutely perfect. We had a little bit of rain on Thursday or Wednesday, just a little, not much, nowhere near what they called for. And it's been sunny and perfect ever since. So don't wait. Take that vacation. You know, I'm not telling you to go out there and spend your nest egg or your life savings. I mean, be smart and reasonable about it. But as you heard me say earlier, tomorrow is not promised. You know, enjoy time with your parents if they're around. Enjoy time with your grandparents if you still have them. You know, I don't have my grandparents anymore. You know, take time out. Take time out and really enjoy those family members and friends that you enjoy spending time with. And by gosh, go and spend a week with them. Take time just to get away. If you do nothing more than sit and visit, you know, I think you'll find it was worth every second. So anyhow, from Buckeye Piper, from Mrs. Buckeye, we thank you all for watching the video. And, you know, for Brendan and for my stepdad Andy and my brother Jamie, we thank you guys especially for coming up and spending the time with us this week. We just had a blast. It went by too fast. You know, we'd be saying the same thing if it was 2 weeks, right? If it was 2 weeks, we'd be saying the same thing, and it went by too fast. But hopefully y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to get on and do a few more videos here this weekend as we close things down. But, you know, just want to wish you all the blessings in the world. Pay it forward when you can. Take care of each other. Spend time with those that you love, because you just never know what tomorrow may bring. And we'll catch you next time. This is Buckeye Piper saying, have a great day.